Happy Monday. We have made it to June. We are crossing over middle of 2026, which is wild to think about. But we are here. It's June 1st. I think a fun fact that I'd like to deliver to you for this Monday is we've officially been on Win the Morning for the past 12 months. We are on our year anniversary for Win the Morning. So if you have friends that you think would benefit from this, get them on the call. Hopefully, y'all have found this to be valuable and helpful. And if you have some other thoughts on how we should run it, I'm all up for your suggestions. But 1 year on Win the Morning, which is kind of cool. Leslie, it doesn't seem like that, but it seems like it's gone by fast. So, all right, COTD, Linda, what do we have today?
That is a really great question that I have the
We've
answer
got
to.
Tennessee
We
contract
have
classes
contract
at
class.
12:30.
Yep.
Leslie, go ahead.
Sorry, Linda, you're breaking up. We have Tennessee contracts at 12:30 today. And then be sure to go ahead and mark your calendars for tomorrow. We've got team meeting. Christy Stokes is going to be coming in and talking about some regulations that have changed and how they will affect your clients.
Awesome. Love that. Hey, I also want to give a shout out to Kirsten Green, Kirsten Smith, and the entire team for an awesome, y'all send some love in the chat for an awesome week last week. The family day was a huge hit. I heard great things about that. Happy hour was awesome. Y'all give them some love in the chat for all their hard work. It was a great week of KW culture. So hats off to y'all. Really appreciate y'all for that. Thank you very much. All right. So I want to we're going to go back on servicing for sellers. Let me get back in here so that y'all can see this. I'm going to put these screenshots up in the Facebook group right after this call. But we talked about the servicing wheel and we talked about different buckets. I'll look at these as different buckets. And my question to you all is, do you have documented systems? And this is what we talked about last week, but I think this is really good. It says the service cycle represents knowing the basics. And I've been talking to a lot of agents lately. Getting back to the basics and using AI to serve as your thought leader to build out the system for you then allows you to put this in a standard operating procedure for each bucket, right? Put it and store it in Google Drive, and now you can scale yourself. So you can actually create a set system on how you service at each step of the process. So if I'm going to take this and make this super easy, I'm going to say, all right, for lead conversion, which it gives me a definition, capture, connect, close, and captivate sellers. I could go to a prompt in chat and ask it to create a system around lead conversion, put that on a Word document, and then have the section for my standard operating procedure filed in Google Drive. And now I have a system. Y'all, it is so much easier to do this now versus me having to think through every single step. And then all I have to do after that is get into action. So if I put it in writing and I say I'm going to do it, then I'm going to go execute on that thing. So hopefully that makes sense. So I would encourage everybody. This is what I do for every single business that I'm a part of. I look at the buckets, create a system in each bucket, ask chat to create the system, document the system, and then I execute. So create, document, execute, and I do that in every single bucket. So this talks about the seller service cycle, and I'm going to hit on a few of these, or I'm going to hit on all these, and I'm going to talk about our mindset around this and why it matters. Number one, lead conversion. Obviously, you've got to capture, connect, and close sellers, because right now we're only talking about sellers. Pre-listing, we talked about this at length last week. Deliver a pre-listing packet. Can you systematize that in your database so that it automatically goes out without you having to drive over there and deliver it? And the preference on whether you give an in-person pre-listing packet or put it in your system is up to you. Listing consultation, I think this is important. If it's an all about you session, you've missed the mark. The whole point of a listing consultation is to ask questions and listen. The pre-listing packet can be all about you, but the listing consultation needs to be all about them. So do you have a set system where you're asking a lot of questions to uncover their motivation, their time frame, what they expect from you, and how to create a win for them. I mean, a question that I would put in there is how would when we close, what would you say would be a win for you outside of your net in this experience? And most of them are going to say limited hassles, their time, limited stress, that sort of thing. Servicing and marketing. The goal is to quickly sell at a great price with the least possible amount of hassle. I would put right here before servicing, I would put strategic plan. So strategic pricing plan, servicing, and then marketing. Offers and negotiations. This is crucial for your seller. Do you understand how to negotiate terms? Do you understand, in Tennessee contracts is today, do you understand every single line item and why it matters or can affect your seller, right? And do you have terms and special stipulations that can button it up so much so that you're saving the client thousands of dollars? So that's something to think about in terms of negotiation. This is why you need to understand every line item on a pre-written form. Contract to close, you have tracking and monitoring so that you create a seamless phase for inspection, title, and lending. Somebody brought this up. How do you avoid the mishaps at the closing table? It would be good to have a meeting 1 week prior with the client, their title company, and yourself to make sure everything's smooth. Same thing. How can you have a meeting with their lender, yourself, and the client 1 week prior to make sure everything is set and ready to go? I do the same thing for inspections. I don't sit in the inspection the entire time. I do park my car in while they're doing the inspection, so I let the inspector in. I then go to my car. Anybody can guess what do I do while I'm in my car? Please hit that in the chat. I'll give you a Starbucks on me if you could tell me what I do while the inspector is doing a thorough inspection. And then 30 minutes before the inspection wraps up, who put something in the chat? Just curious, who's the first? Boom. Ashley Bobo, I'll send you a coffee after this. You're right. I pull from my phone and I lead generate from my car. Yes, I used to do that all the time. You can lead generate from anywhere. Ashley, thank you for that. And I was going to say this before the inspection wraps up. I tell the client to come 30 minutes before. Then I sit in front of the inspector, me, inspector, and client. And then I ask the inspector questions that the consumer doesn't know what to ask. Is that a large item? Is that a non-negotiable item? What do you think about XYZ? So I am helping them ask questions to the inspector at the inspection because I don't want them to get a 40-page report and flip out. So it's important, y'all, that your team is an extension of that. So 1 week prior, I would encourage you to have the customer, the title attorney, and yourself to avoid any last-minute mishaps. Same thing with the lender, and I do the same thing with the inspector. Post-close systems. This is where we all fail. We have homeowner AI, home hubs. So getting them into a home hub, also getting other things for them after closing. So access to vendors in your vendor list is a great post-close system that you can do through your Go Home Hubs. And then I want to touch on mindset because this is critical. This is a quiz, and this asks you your current mindset, and are you ready to win with sellers? And what practices do you have in place currently? Do you time block and lead generate for 3 hours? Do you have a database of METs and past clients that you consistently communicate with? Have you taken Ignite or Bold? Do you practice and get comfortable with the dialogue, i.e., do you do conversation practice? Have you been in business approximately 2 years or more, consistently closed 16 seller transactions a year? Are you up to date with KW and Go technology? Do you have a business website that's SEO and GEO optimized? Are you actively using social media? This was written, Linda, this is kind of funny. This was written a long time ago, and 2020, when was this updated? Well, it says 2025, but this is written way before that. And tech and social media is still playing a part. Set goals for the number of appointments and listings I need per day. Am I immersed in my market center? Do I attend Mega Camp Family Reunion? And do I have a coach? And then this says how to change your actions. And it says the definition of an action is the fact or process of doing something typically to achieve an aim. So I'm going to put both of these out there because I think this is important for y'all to take this quiz. Where are you right now? Where's your baseline? And where can you grow from that? Every single month, guys, y'all and gals, y'all need to do an audit of yourself. Like I said this as a leader, what can I do better what can I change, and where am I currently at? Like I need to have a baseline of where I'm at. What can I do better? What can I change? Because that's an action that I can control. So I'll put both of these in the Facebook group. Ashley Bobo, I'll send you a coffee. What questions do y'all have for me just about this in particular? Understanding the buckets, creating a system, and then executing on that system. And instead of us sitting and creating a system for 2 days, we can now do it in 5 minutes. And quite frankly, we have zero excuses other than getting out and talking to people. And that's the goal. So, all right. Anything else before I wrap up? We have contract class today. We also have team meeting tomorrow. Y'all make it a choice. Go out there, get your unfair share. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.